Things you didn't know would be part of being an author. Finding spaces in giant field areas to figure out where you're gonna put your booth so you can sell your stuff. Part of it, I want to make sure there are going to be people who will be actually around, because if you don't, then you're going to have a booth out in the middle of nothing and no one will come see you. That won't be good. If anybody wants to know what this place is Canton in Texas, and it's a giant flea market. Like, seriously, this whole space gets filled up with stuff every weekend of the first Monday of the month. Following these down here. Normally I would never drive and record at the same time, but considering I'm basically in a parking lot and there's literally no one around me, I figured it'd be okay. Okay, these ones are all open. And I think by now I would have this memorized. AC. Oh my gosh. Electricity. I can't words. Said the author. If I can get the electricity hooked up, that would be great for using a fan. Because in case anyone didn't realize it, it is hot in Texas. Okay, so that white spot, location, and I'd have backside neighbors, which is probably why I would have backside neighbors, because there's electricity there and they want that too. It's not far away. You see over there, that is another part of this whole place. I think I found my spot. I think we're gonna do this. I think this should work. I would prefer in the future to be down there in the future. It doesn't focus on my finger. There we go. Down there in the future, because a lot of people like to stay more in the covered places, because again, Texas, hot, summer, heat, sun. No one really wants to be in it. And then I'm thinking that if I'm in the outside covered thingies, then I could draw in at least some people who are willing to risk the heat. It was a last minute thing, and we're going to figure out for the future if this is what we want to do, or if we want to try elsewhere, because I've never done Canton before. I don't know if my stuff will sell well, but hey, you gotta try. It's the only way you figure it out. So yeah, it's part of my authoring journey. Things you never knew would be part of the authoring journey. Now I gotta go pay for it. Wish me luck. I did it. I have all my stuff. My parking and my maps and a lot of other paperwork. And I gotta remember to bring other paperwork. But I did it. I'm ready to go for the end of this month, which is the start of next month. Which really confuses me about the first Monday trade thingy, because like I would think it would have to occur on the first Monday, but it happens right before the first Monday. So I guess technically in a way it makes sense, but not so much to my own brain. It confuses me, but that doesn't take too much to do. At least I know how this works now. I might want to do the covered over places in the future. It just depends on how much money I can make, if I can afford that. Because you do have to pay to rent each vendor spot, understandably so. It's how they upkeep the place. We're all trying to make money here. And the morning begins, and people are going by everywhere except for down my path. It's been going for over an hour, and I've had maybe 3 people pass me so far. Hopefully that changes. We shall see. Update 3 hours in, and I've had absolutely nobody stop by my booth. And maybe 10 people actually even walk past. You see, they all go on that back path back there. It's hot, but there's a lot of wind, so that makes it not unbearable. But also, the wind knocks all the stuff over. So, good, bad, I don't know. I have to be here until 6 o'clock. I might leave early if I don't have anybody showing up because, oh my goodness. You can see the wind. Windy. You're so bored. 3 hours in and I made my first sale. It was for a mug, not for a book, but hey, a sale is a sale. Woo. Just a little suggestion for people who come to events like this. If a vendor smiles at you and says hi, could you maybe possibly at least smile back? It feels really crappy when you just glare at us and keep walking. And it happens a whole lot more than you think. Please. It's supposed to be a high of 95 today with pretty decent humidity. The heat has begun to rise, but I still have a breeze, and I still have fan 1, and I have fan 2. So far, I haven't become a human puddle. Hopefully that will continue to be the case as the day goes on. And hopefully I can get more than just one sale. I mean, on the other side, there are more days to this event, that means I have a charger I can hook my phone up to. Because my phone is also my card reader, because I use Stripe. Or Square, not Stripe. Whatever the things are called. So I can actually do some recording, which I'm trying to document all these processes, and I can't guarantee that I won't accidentally repeat myself a lot, because I'm just rambling and I haven't planned any of it. And maybe someone will come by my book. Please come by my book. Please, please. At least I did have somebody nice to counteract the crabby people. They told me congratulations for getting my first book done. They didn't buy it, but they were still nice, so appreciate the nice people. Hour number 4, and you can tell that the heat is really picking up because the people have really dwindled off. They're probably down, like way down there in those buildings. Like, I think the antique place might be air conditioned, and these ones down there at least have cooling covering and such like that, or people don't have to walk along hot paths. But yeah, it's currently 87 degrees, but with the humidity, it is stated that it feels like 102. And I can attest to that, as I currently have taken one of my melting ice packs and am wearing it in my clothing along with the fans. I have a third fan. I might end up using that. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. We're gonna survive. It's looking like my neighbors are calling it quits. They say it's too hot and there are no people. I mean, it's also 6 hours before we're supposed to leave, so I don't know. I'll see how long some of these other people sweat it out before we give in. I currently have a toilet paper towel on my neck to try to get me to cool off, and I've been spritzing myself to try to cool off, because again, it is hot. But you know, this is the life that I chose. See if this goes off. The antique people over that way, I'm assuming. I've been testing a megaphone, and it is grating ears. But anyway, now, the real reason why I got on here was to say I discovered that the bathrooms are air conditioned here, and they're amazing. But it's kind of like a double-edged sword in the factor that once you go inside and it feels amazing, as soon as you step back outside, it's even more unbearably hot. Can you hear that? Oh, it is a brutal test. Very cruel test. I don't like it. Anyway, I got cut off because I don't like recording when people are going by, because I feel that's an invasion of privacy and I don't want to be weird. But yes, it is wonderful to go cool off in the bathroom, but then it sucks to come back out in the heat. That's all I was going to say. Not that deep, but it's noon and I'm surviving. Keep on keeping on. We can do this. It's going to be okay. Keep telling myself it will become true, right? It's windy. So windy that it knocked over my flowers. I decided just to take down all of my price signs because they were getting blown over all the time anyway. It's so windy. So there's another booth back there that is closed up. No, don't focus on my finger. There we go. That is closed up, and I think maybe there's another one across the way. I don't see her anymore, and she was front and center for the longest time, so I don't know where she went. There's another person who like just arrived and set up, but I don't know. I have had literally nobody. I don't know where I'm looking. Where's the camera? There's the camera. I have had literally nobody coming over for hours. And I know it's supposed to be till 6, but there's nobody coming. And I think I am going to also throw in the towel so that I can be better prepared for tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow tomorrow will actually produce sales. At the very least, can I cover the cost of this thing? I need the cost of the booth rental and the cost of gas. Just, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. So today couldn't have been more of a bust if I tried. Ended up only selling the mug. Had to call it quits early because it's too hot with no people. Had to walk super far to get back to the van and load it back up. And now I'm so overheated that I'm just gonna have to sit in the van for a while to try to get my temperature down so that I can drive 2+ hours back home and hopefully see that tomorrow actually makes some headway, as I don't know what I will do if I do this weekend and I can't at the very least break even. I am very disappointed and very discouraged, but I don't really have any other option than to keep trying, because if I give up, there's nothing else that will fix it. Never give up, never surrender. Good old Galaxy Quest. It's going to be very loud because I currently have 3 fans in my tent area. See there. Turn that off. 1, 2, 3. And that is how you survive in really, really hot weather, where it currently says it feels like 108 degrees. Day 2 is just as bad as day 1 of this supposed to be 4-day event. I sold 1 book, and that has been it since 9 this morning, and it is almost 2 o'clock now. Day did start very fascinatingly. Well, at least high energy. Driving on the interstate to get here, and the truck in front of me caught fire. I had to call 911 and send out the first responders. Thankfully, the guy got out in time. He was okay, but as soon as he pulled over, his entire truck just was engulfed in flames. So, you know, it's an exciting way to start the morning in your multiple hour-long drive. So I am currently thinking that I probably won't do the whole 4 days at this event, because it's supposed to go all the way through Sunday. It's just like, it's costing me so much money to drive down here for gas, and I'm not making that back. So I just have to cut my losses. I'm going to try tomorrow, and if Saturday does not do well, then I know that maybe this is not the event for me. It could be just that it is Canton in the summer in Texas, and so it's very hot and nobody wants to come out. Because I mean, like, those paths all the way down there, you can just see the sun and how nothing is covered. So I don't blame people not wanting to come to the booths. It's very possible that the people who are coming out and shopping in the outdoor areas are coming because they are hunting for a specific item versus just browse shopping. And my stuff is more for the browse shopper because nobody knows who I am. But when I've gone hours and hours and hours and I barely have anybody even walking by my tent, it's, you know, just gotta cut your losses somewhere. I feel like my time could be better spent elsewhere. I wanted to try to work on my writing, but the truth be told, I'm so hot that it's very hard to think straight enough to work on writing. Like, I brought my stuff. You know, I brought notebooks and inspiration stuff, but it's so hot. So hot. But yeah, maybe this event would be better served in cooler temperatures, and then maybe I'll have a better chance of actually making some sort of sales. It's a very expensive lesson to learn. So I'll likely do a final update on the Saturday, and you'll get to see whether or not I can make it to the Sunday or if it's just more of the same. I have no expectations things getting better. That's okay. I'll cry about it later. So I am terribly sad now. I was going to do a little special recording, just kind of a time lapse of my last day here, and find out that my stand broke in the van. There's supposed to be a turn dial knob right there, and I don't know where it is. I don't know if I could reattach it. Even if I find the top, I looked in the van and I couldn't find the top, so I don't know. I am going to see if I can rig this and use some clips. So if you see a time-lapse video, then you know I figured it out. If you don't, then you know I didn't, and I'm really sad and have to buy a new stand, which really, really sucks. I did it. I got the camera, the clamps to work. I used one of these things, and it's working right now. Hopefully it will continue to work. We shall see. Now for time lapse of a lot of wind and probably not a lot of people. People have been much nicer this time around today than they've been on day one and part of day two. So hey, we'll take the positive we can get them. And I did sell another book, so that's also good. And I've also been able to talk with a few of the other vendors who've come by because they said it's dead for them too. So there's something to be said about the solidarity of not being the only one who is not having anybody come out. Like, you know, my guys across the way, they're already packing up because, you know, it's so hot and you have no one coming around. It just doesn't make sense to keep sitting and waiting and hoping, especially for their setup. I feel bad for them. They don't have any sides, so the sun just kind of cooks them way worse than how it does for me, and I don't think they have any fans. And that's the case for some other people out here, is that some of their tents just aren't made to cut out for this kind of heat. The shade helps, but it can only do so much. And here comes the ending. I have already started the packing process. I am currently awaiting the arrival of my father to help finish the packing process. so I don't die from heat stroke. And he's like just a few minutes up the road, so it is almost there. I won't be doing a time lapse to close this just because I gotta pack everything, and I already put away my stand for it. But I'll probably do some closing thoughts to round this whole video together. So I will see you guys then. It's been a few days now since the Canton event, and I've had a little time to sit and think about my experience. Did not go at all the way that I was hoping it would. But in hindsight, I don't think that has anything to do with it not being a good opportunity, but more so just a situation of bad weather management. Ended up being able to speak with a couple of different vendors on that last day, and some of them have been there for 15, 20 years, coming to every one. And I was told by a couple of them that they had never seen it be as empty or as slow as it had been those last couple days. And they encouraged me to not give up on it. I'll admit it was tempting to just want to completely throw in the towel on coming back out ever again, especially when I did the math and I ended up losing about $180 on this whole process. I only sold 2 books and 1 mug. But again, realizing that it could just very well be the heat, which understandably kept so many people away, maybe it will be worth trying to come again in the fall. And with a lot of this, it is a constant trial and error phase. This is only my first book. This is only the beginning of me trying to do this whole authoring career. There is so much I still have to learn, and so much I still have to go through to figure it out. And that often means facing a lot of stuff that just isn't that great sometimes. But we keep on trying, and we look for the next thing and the next thing, and maybe, hopefully, eventually something will click. Because, if you don't keep fighting for it, then your only guarantee is failure. So let's hear it for the possibilities of next time. And hopefully, it will be a positive experience. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed following this little crazy journey of mine. And I'll see you next time. Bye.